Welcome back to Parlor City Voice. This is episode 5 of Parlor City Voice. So we got a little traction under us. How you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing awesome.
Welcome to Mayor Scott. Wow. Welcome to Mayor Scott Menser. It's been a rough week for me. I'm Councilman Rick Elwell.
Wasn't it rough in episode 4? That was like 3 weeks ago.
Then it got rougher.
It got rougher.
I went to see that movie, The Ametter, and
how was it?
It wasn't pronounced that way at all. I just had no idea. But I'm off course, and we need to get back on course. Okay. Sitting between us, Michelle Collins from the City Utility Office. She's the Utility Office Manager. How are you doing today?
I am great.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Have you seen The Ametter?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's pretty good. It's like, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So what do you do? What is your deal?
What do I do?
Yeah, what is your
Tell you, before you tell us what you
Yeah.
do, maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself and your history
Okay.
with our community.
Okay, well, I was born and raised in Wells County. I have grown up working here as well. I married my high school sweetheart, raised 2 amazing children, almost, not quite done there. I was a manager at the local Pizza Hut for years and also a manager at the local Lowe's for years. So went to Fort Wayne, worked in retail since then, and I found the amazing city of Bluffton again, so to say. So again in management. So.
Yeah, so I remember going through the interview process with you. I mean, what made you interested in that role at the time?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. It comes down to being in the retail world for so many years and managing people. Getting back home was, this small town is kind of where your heart lies when you grew up here. So, you know, it obviously enticed me to be able to work for the city for a lot of reasons, you know, seeing it grow and kind of being back with familiar faces was kind of a blessing as well. So
have you gotten to see a lot of familiar faces being in that front window at the utility office?
You know, it actually became a standing joke because the ladies that worked in there for years would try to introduce me to someone and we'd be already having a conversation. So they stopped introducing me to people. So yeah, it kind of became a standing joke. And it's a lot of fun, like I said, entertaining and seeing people and having conversations with them again.
So when you were going through the interview process and we were talking about the role, and it was a new role. I mean, we didn't have a utility office manager before. Has the job turned out to be what you expected it to be when you went through that process?
I mean, yeah. And it really, it's funny though. I mean, we knew at the very beginning all the changes that we were going to go through as well. Not only my role being new, but me being new and then being a new face with the city again, so to say. And then knowing that we were getting a new software and a new billing software and so forth, so there were going to be a lot of changes to come. So, you know, but I've really enjoyed getting to learn a new system and so forth too. Not just the new Tyler system, but the government system is all very new to me as well.
So the Tyler system. So let's talk about the Tyler system a little bit. So there was a decision, I believe, that had been made prior to you even joining, that the city was going to bring on a new accounting system. And for those who don't really realize it, the city really is 4 businesses. Mm-hmm. There's the city governance piece of it, which is really 1 business. Mm-hmm. And then we really have 3 utility businesses, and they're really separate businesses. We have the water utility, the wastewater utility, and the electric utility. And when you think of all those different businesses, I mean, all of those, each one of those is multi-million-dollar businesses. And we were running on a platform that was a very old platform.
Yes.
None of it was cloud-based, which is what all the newer platforms are going to. Running reports was difficult. And our accounting consultants had pretty much told us that look, you know, the time has come where it was time for a change, and a decision was made to move to the Tyler system. And that, again, that decision was made before you got involved, or before you were hired. but we had really not started the process
No,
yet.
no,
right?
not at all. No.
And I know, having been, and still am a COO of a manufacturing company, in the manufacturing world, you've got what's called MRP or ERP systems. And I've been through a lot of changes where you decide, all right, we're going to adopt a totally new ERP system. And the changeover of those big, wide-scale platforms is difficult. I mean, it is a hard process. It's a very complicated process. And inevitably, there's going to be bumps, if not more than bumps, in the road. And we've had a few of them.
We have, and we've tried to take each obstacle or opportunity one at a time. I mean, from trying to get some word out to folks, it's been challenging. We've tried to put it online. We've tried to put it in the newspaper, some stuff like that. We have changed our billing, and I think that was the biggest shock for a lot of folks.
And I think one of the things that we're trying to do with this podcast is find new ways to communicate information out into the public, because you will hear a lot, well, I didn't know that was going on. And you think to yourself, well, it was talked about in a meeting. It's a public meeting.
Right.
We've put it on the website, and we've put it out on our Facebook post, and maybe we've sent some emails out. In some cases, we actually have we've sent a mass mailing out. But in this case, we're really talking about our utility billing system. And this is what most of our residents are probably familiar with, right?
I believe so, yes.
That's what mine looks like.
Blue card
Yep.
that shows up in your mail once a month that will have your utility bill on it. And these blue cards have been around for a while, but they have been somewhat of a nuisance.
Yes.
And
Why is that? Let me, from an outside looking in perspective, why is that?
Well, our post office is not a fan. We've had many instances of them jamming their machines.
Okay.
They get tore, they get lost, more easily lost. But that's the biggest thing, they've actually, that was part of one of the reasons they looked towards a different mailing system, was because of that, because we spend a lot of money on postage.
a matter of fact, I think there was a time where the post office came to the city and said, look, if you keep using these cards,
You've got to stop.
we're going to start charging you
Right.
a premium
Yes, they
Right.
did.
to process these cards.
Wow. Okay.
And we would print these cards ourselves in the office.
We did, and we hand counted each of them.
And the machinery used to print these cards was
Kind of took a dump.
Yeah,
it did.
It's old.
old,
Very old.
no longer supported.
Yep.
Kind of limping along, and finally it sort of decided,
Yeah.
the gig is up.
Yep.
And so that was a piece of it. We knew we had to move away from these cards
We did.
and move on to something that people are, for every other utility that people are probably more used to, something that looks
Yep.
like this,
Yep.
folded in an envelope.
Yes.
And we spent some time looking at that too, right? I mean,
Yes.
if we were moving to an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and we have to fold it and we would have to stuff it,
Yep.
what did that look like? So just talk about that a little bit.
So yes, as I mentioned, each of those cards we hand counted. We had to tally them. We had to run the postage through. We did all that with our manpower, with three to four people. So we started to look into getting this, the full size sheet. Well, to do that, it's a very fancy machine, and you have to learn to use it. You have to be able to, troubleshoot it if there's issues with it, program it, like all those things. And that was a very significant bill once we started really looking at what that machine itself was going to cost, and to maintain it and to count on it and learn from it and be able to use it and so forth. So yes, we then started looking at possibly getting a third-party printer, so they could fold in stuff with their fancy machines. So, and in turn, that's what we have chose to do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that seemed like an easy decision, right? I mean, you pick up the
Yes.
phone and you talk to the salesperson. It's like, oh yeah, this is simple. You send us a file.
Oh, yeah.
And we print everything. We put them in envelopes and we mail it. And life is good, right?
Yes, you would think yes.
So life is not good?
No, I wouldn't say that. We are very much making progress. It has been growing pains, though, as you know, when you're learning anything new. So not only did I have to learn the new Tyler system and the billing and all that, but we had to learn the new Quadient system, which is our third-party mailer. And learning to operate that and do all of the things that they need us to do, and doing files and so forth for them. And then they took care of the postage. So yeah, it's never a perfect situation there, but we definitely are making headway. Had some meetings today with them to continue to be able to go through their system and actually see what the status is of everything.
So is there a concern that we've been conditioned for so long to look for the little blue cards that we won't be looking for that folded 8.5 by 11 in envelope?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is very much a concern. And so we've tried to, when folks that like to come and see us at the window, we are showing that bill to them. We have tried to make that very clear to them that is what's going to look like going forward. So yes, I'm hoping that this podcast will help with that as
Right.
well.
So you
yeah.
will no longer get the blue card.
No
blue
more.
card is
No
out.
more blue
It
cards.
is gone.
So, and again, as you go through these big conversion processes, it's always a case of you don't know what you don't know, right? And in our case, I've had several residents ask me, hey, I don't think I've gotten a bill.
You may not have. So that was a certain part of section of town. So I can tell you it was towards the southern end, the northern end of town, that we're not sure what happened. So we are working on it, and we can print those bills for you. If you want to come into the office, we can do that. We can print them. If you don't have an email with us, I would highly recommend an email. And that would be just to view your bill. You don't have to pay that way if you don't want to. But when we would process the billing, then as soon as we process it, that person is not only going to get that paper bill, but you're also going to see a PDF on your email that you can just view. You can see your usage and stuff like that on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And
I was going to ask, one of my questions was, what are a couple of the benefits of switching to this platform? I'm sure there are many, and that would be one of them, be able to track your account.
Yep. Yep.
That sounds great.
And you can go a little further with that too. You can also set up an online account, okay? And it's available on our website on blufftonindiana.net. You hit pay utility bill, and then you can just go on there and it'll ask you to create an account. So folks that have done it in the past can do it again. You just have to create a new account, but you do need your new account number, which is a lot more numbers.
Okay.
So you can get that off your bill. If you didn't get it, please call us. We will gladly walk you through that and give you your new account number and your previous paid amount. And then you can do so many things on that online. You can not only view it, you can look at your last year's worth. So folks that have lots of properties and stuff like that, I would highly recommend, because you can manage all of your accounts on there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But to be really transparent, we know that there was a billing cycle
We do.
in which a portion of town did not receive a bill. We think we know that's largely in sort of the northern part of the city.
Yes.
So if you're in that part of the city and you think maybe you didn't get a bill, it's possible.
Yes.
And if you feel like that may have happened and you're looking for it, one, you can call the utility office. They can print you a copy of it. If you give them your email address, we can email you a copy of it.
Yes.
Or we can also guide you to set up an online account. And that way you can log into your account and you can see your bill online. So all the information is there.
It's there.
But it was in this process of sending data from the system to the printing company that all the data didn't get sent to the printing company correctly.
Yes.
And so not all the bills got out. And
Yep.
so again, because that process is no longer in-house, and we don't have eyes on it, we didn't know it until people started saying, hey, I don't think I've gotten a bill.
Yes.
And then as we started to do our due diligence, try to track down the issue.
Absolutely.
That was my question. So, and I'll just be devil's advocate here.
Sure.
As a ratepayer, so with that outsourced folding, packing, and mailing, how do you have accountability in that? Is there a way to make sure everything goes?
So yes, that is one of the things that we are working on learning more about. That was part of our meetings that we've had the last few days with our provider of Quadient. We're working on creating that account to be more open for us to look at, all of us in the office. Because that was the other thing too, when I'm the administrator of it, I have to be able to view it at all times. And so yes, I have an actual follow-up tomorrow as well to just integrate into that a little bit more and be able to view that so that I can see that, yes, it went through. So yes, there will be a better follow-up on that.
I have another question.
Sure.
So you work a utility window. There's a lot of people that probably come in that are late, or have you ever had what you would consider the really best excuse for not being able to pay your utility bill? Has there been anything that like jumps out at you? Like, my
So
dog.
we're going to promote what is the best excuse not to pay your utility bill. Is that where we're going here, Councilman?
I know how people are, and it's like, hey, so like my dog ran away to Colorado, and I had to drive out there and get him, and I didn't have the money to pay the bill because I had to spend it on gas to go get my dog, and I didn't know if you ever heard any. I'm asking.
We hear some doozies. I can't walk, or my dog was sick. I have heard that. I don't try to take note of all of them. How's that?
Okay, well,
that's a good segue to now. It's likely there are going to be some residents who haven't paid their bill because they didn't get the bill, right?
Does that mean it's free?
Well, let's talk about that. So because the issue is on us, right?
Yes.
If you have not gotten your bill, and because you haven't gotten the bill hasn't gotten paid yet, talk about the assurances that we're going to make sure that no one's harmed by our foul here.
No, we will not be assessing fees. There will be no late fees. We will ensure that the next billing goes better, for one. For two, like I said, if you need the information, please call us if you didn't receive something. But I want to let you know that we're not going to assess fees. I am hoping by, in the next month that we really get stuff really tightened up and so forth. And then unfortunately we will have to do fees because that's what we have to do. But no, I assure you that we do not have that in sight soon.
So we will work with anybody who, once if they missed a cycle, they didn't see their bill, now they're going to get a new bill that may look considerably higher because they missed a month, that we'll work with you. We'll make sure that we'll get you through this process. And again, that you're not harmed by the fact that we had this snafu, but we think most of this is behind us.
We hope so, yes. And we've pushed some dates back too. So I know folks are used to having specific due dates. We pushed those back to help give them some extra time.
And too. I think that's helpful. A lot of people are on. Budgets run tight sometimes, and to have a double utility bill could be a bit of a kick. So that's great that you're working with people. I think that's important.
Yep.
And I would really encourage everyone to sign up for the online account.
Yes.
If you sign up for the online account, there's options for you to opt in to get a text message, right? So the text message can say, hey, your utility bill has been sent, and here's when it's due. Set up reminders. Be able to access all your bills online. Again, if you give your email address to the utility office, we can email you a PDF of your bill. So a lot more flexibility than we had over the old system. There's other benefits on the accounting side, which I won't bore the podcast with, but
Thank you.
Again, no more blue cards.
Thank you for that.
You're going to be getting envelopes in the mail. If for some reason you think you've missed one, please reach out to the utility office, and we'll make sure that we'll get you sorted out.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
I thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yep.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys letting me share.
So how was it? How was the podcast experience?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. I love that.
I love it. Next time I'll be glad to sit in the audience.
We asked our producer Quinn for a charcuterie board, but there's not one here, so I don't know what went wrong.
Man, how can you live like that?
But I do want to give a shout out to Felger Hart. I think we should do that because Felger Hart is a sponsor of this podcast, and we're grateful to have them involved. And I'm sure they would like a charcuterie board too, Quinn. So for what it's worth.
And thanks to the Bourbon MD who provides these great accommodations. So we always appreciate those guys. Right. So Michelle, thanks again for joining us here on our podcast.
Yep.
We'll be back.
All right.
And welcome back to Parlor City Voice, episode number 5. It was fun to talk to Michelle.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Michelle's doing a great job.
She is. I know more now about my utility bill than I ever did before.
Awesome. That's the goal.
I will miss the blue card.
Will you?
I will miss the blue card.
Well,
yep. It's a staple.
We'll work it. I'll help you work your way through it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. It's there's so many things going on right now. We've got just the city is active. There's a lot of projects happening. We have a microphone on our producer Quinn. Quinn, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
There you go. He's so full of
Hey,
enthusiasm.
before we get going,
Yeah.
I got a few things I just want to touch on.
Yeah.
So, primarily we've been getting the Parlor City Voice out on our Facebook page. I do want to sort of pitch our YouTube site, so you can catch the Parlor City Voice on our YouTube channel. So if you're so inclined, you want to watch it on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the bell, and thumbs up, right? Are those the three things you're supposed to do? All right.
See, I'm working on Elon, try to get him to repost it on X. So I think that'll be helpful.
So we have started an X account.
Awesome.
All right. And we've got an Instagram account.
All right.
So we're going to be starting to do sort of short little clips. We'll post that on those accounts. But really, the one reason I wanted to bring that up was I know we're going to pull out the big board again.
Gonna get the board out.
I've gotten a couple comments that, hey, we can't really see what's on the board. And I get that, especially if you're watching it on Facebook or you're trying to watch it on your phone. But if you watch it on YouTube and you can throw it up on your TV, the board looks great. I mean, the actual footage.
Wait a minute. Transparency here. Somebody in the room, not me, just put in an 85-inch flat panel.
All right, but look,
and he's like
it's
10 feet away from it.
It's really a shout out. It's really a shout out to our producer, because if you actually take the core footage that we're recording this on and you throw it up on an 85-inch screen, it looks fabulous, and you can read the board. But it's also been asked that maybe we could link actual slides that you can leaf through with some of our footage. So we're looking into that, but the board's not going away. I love my board.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, you know. But we appreciate the feedback. We'll listen sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So, I drove by most of the time, right?
Most of the time.
Yeah. I drove by the pool the other day, and man, that's really coming along.
It's funny you should bring that up.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
Here comes the board. It's time for a pool update, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time for a pool update. So,
actually, this is our aquatic center.
It's our aquatic center, right?
Yep.
So, what I decided to do is that we get a drone shot of the progress once a month. So this is our last drone shot over here. And I thought I would lay aside the rendering in the same orientation of the drone shot, so you can start to see how this really is this, right? So here's our little lazy river. I've joked that it's more like a lazy creek because it's not much of a river.
Not much of a river.
But very
It's
cool
there.
in and of itself. So
Yeah.
Rick, you can kind of see it over on your side where the lazy river is.
It's coming together.
And down here is where all of our lap lanes are. Here's our diving board. Here's our climbing walls. And this is where the slides are going to be, the big slides. So again, down in this area. You can see the building structure is moving along quite nicely. They're starting to do interior work on the building structure. But it's really, you can start to now see that it's really starting to look like a pool.
This is going to be an amazing thing when it's done. And if you're into pickleball, there's 3 pickleball courts right there beside it. So take the kids swimming, play some pickleball. It's a whole thing.
So we're still on track for a Memorial Day open. So plan on it. There is something to do for every age group in this aquatic center. So.
I'll be hanging out under a cabana somewhere.
And here's the cabanas right here.
Yeah. I have new swimwear, so that'll be fun.
No comment.
Okay, let's move on.
I was waiting for him. What? Oh, it said, okay, I know this site. I pass this going to church every Sunday.
Okay.
This is the old Red Cross side on Washington Street.
Right. So we talked about this maybe in our first podcast, that this is a site, it's considered a blighted site by the state. It's gone through some remediation because long time ago, some people buried some stuff that's not good stuff. But there's been a ton of testing over literally decades to look at the levels of
So
that
the
material.
glowing squirrels at night are not from this site.
I have no idea what you speak of in terms of glowing squirrels.
wanted to make sure. I'm sure it's
So we've got a project planned for this site, and it is moving along slowly. And we just got some grant money through the federal government to be able to look at whether there's any contaminants left on any of the concrete structure that you see down in this picture. So we're slowly moving along. We're very hopeful that we're going to get clearance to be able to build something on this site.
But we're not talking about
I'm not going to tell you what that something is yet,
right.
but it is very cool. So it is like if the pool is 1A, this would be like 1B.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
Is that a coolness rating?
It is a coolness rating.
Okay.
And so we're gonna keep teasing you on this for a little bit, but we're moving along. It's probably going to take us maybe another 12 months before we sort of get the official approval that we actually do something on this land, but we are incrementally making progress.
So no glowing squirrels.
No glowing squirrels.
All right. Now, folks, I know it looks boring, but it's important. This is our, what is the HISP grant? What does it stand for? Do you know what it stands for?
Highway Improvement Safety Program.
Nice. We have a lot of acronyms in government. We love our acronyms. We do.
So this is a grant that we just applied for, and a lot of people talk about sidewalks, right? They like to see improvements in sidewalks, and so this is a sidewalk program that we applied for a grant for. So this is Lancaster Street, and down towards you, Rick, is the old Almco building, plant, right?
Yep.
And up here is where Intiva is. And we applied for a grant to run a sidewalk all the way down this stretch of Lancaster Street to connect all of these businesses and to connect these residents down Lancaster Street.
Now, side note, because I'm on the Area Plan Commission, what's exciting about this is there have been a lot of people in this area that have been wanting a sidewalk for a long time.
Well, this is what it looks like, and we don't have a sidewalk down this whole stretch, but what little sidewalk we have is not in great condition.
Right.
So we applied for this grant. This is a 1.4 mile stretch, and the total project cost for 1.4 miles of sidewalk is over $2.5 million.
That's insane.
So just to
Crazy
give
money.
you some idea, we talked about the cost of roads in previous podcasts. $1.4 million of sidewalk, $2.5 million. Now this grant would fund 80% of that, which means
1.4 miles.
1.4 miles.
Yes.
I'm sorry, 1.4 miles.
Yep.
$2.5 million. The grant would pay for 80% of that, which still leaves the city having to come up with over $500,000 to again get 1.4 miles of sidewalk. So our street commissioner presented this project this Monday to NDOT, and we were told that there were some things about the application that don't fit the criteria. So we were pretty disappointed by that, but the good news is we're going back at it. We think we've got a workaround to take care of some of those areas that don't quite comply with the grant application, and we're going to make another run at it. And if we can't correct those situations in this year, we'll make another run at this next year. But I just wanted to make people aware that we are constantly looking at applications where we can get improvements on our sidewalks and on our streets. And this is just another one of those examples that we're aggressively out there trying to bring as much federal grant dollars into our community as possible.
And I don't think people realize, and I didn't know this until I was in government, that there are many grants and programs that you have to take a swing at more than once. It doesn't always happen on the first swing, and there's a mountain of paperwork that goes with it, and dedicated people get the paperwork back out, fill it out again, and go back after
And
it.
we talked about that in episode 4 on the OR grant.
Right.
And we're going back at that OR grant as well
This
right
week.
now. That's right.
This
That's
week,
right.
this Thursday. So, yeah, that's exciting. I hope we can get that done.
So a lot of great work. You don't see the work behind the scenes and all the work to put these grants together. Tim Simpson, our street commissioner, has done a lot of great work. At some point in time, we'll have Tim on one of our podcasts, and we'll talk about all the work that he does as well. But again, looking at opportunities to bring some new sidewalk infrastructure to our west side of town on Lancaster Street.
That'll be great. That'll be great. All right.
So we've looked at this a couple times. I wanted to bring this back around because we're getting close to starting to work on this project. I wanted to talk about this for 2 reasons. There was a letter that went out to all the residents. It's a standard form letter that we have to send out per the US government. And it says, lead in your water is bad, basically. And lead in water is bad.
It's a bad deal.
We do not have lead in our water. It gets tested all the time. If you get this letter, it's no indication that there's a problem. We have to send these letters out. Your water is perfectly safe. It always has been perfectly safe. So, this letter goes out that says, hey, lead in your water is bad. And we're talking about lead service line replacements. They're not correlated.
Oh, they're not?
The letter has to go out regardless. But we are replacing lines that are made of lead, but it has nothing to do with the safety of your water. We're mandated to replace these lines. We just got through the bid process of that, so we've bid that work out. There was a pre-construction meeting of that today. And so we're going to start the process of potholing. We talked about that in a previous episode. So people are going to start to see workers on the street doing this potholing work. That's probably going to start the first week of February. Then in the middle of February, or late in February, we're going to have a public meeting, public information meeting to talk about all of this in more detail. But again, I wanted to, if you see somebody out there digging a hole into the street or into your yard, it's potholing, and we're trying to determine if these pipes have lead in it. And if they do, we're going to replace them at no charge to any resident, just to make sure that all of that lead is completely removed out of any of our water infrastructure.
And this is going on across the country. Communities across the country dealing with
All across
federal
the country.
mandate.
Federal
is,
mandate.
is what it is.
Yep.
So, all right.
So a couple episodes ago, we talked about our holiday lighting ceremony.
Yep.
And we had a meeting of that task force that helped us put that ceremony on this past week. And we talked about what are some other things that we might want to do in the future. And I always love going to other towns and see what other towns are doing. I'm a little competitive, Rick.
A little?
And when
If you don't know, a little doesn't touch it.
When I see other towns that have sort of cool displays, I'm like, why don't we have this in our town?
You went to Decatur, didn't you?
I went to Decatur. Yeah. And so I cannot settle for having anything less than what our very good neighbors to the east of us in Decatur have. So we're going to send out another survey.
All right.
And we're going to ask people what they would like to see if we were to expand our holiday lighting next year. And these are some things that are going to be part of the survey, just some big displays that you can take pictures on, you can take selfies on, you can post to social media. I don't know, which one you like? Do you like the sleigh or the gingerbread house?
I mean,
the big polar bear up here?
I kind of like the polar bear. I like the sleigh. Yeah.
The snowflake tunnel? Can't see yourself in that?
I'm not feeling it, no. But I mean, the cool thing about it is we had the lights that we had for such a long time, and it was really nice this holiday season to see the new lights up. That committee worked really hard. A lot of that money was privately raised. And so our utility workers worked hard to get it done. Yep. And so now it's a foundation to build off of.
Yep, absolutely. So we're gonna send a survey out, ask you what you liked about the last ceremony, what would you like to see differently, and you may see these pictures in the survey. Tell us what you'd like to see, and then maybe we'll see if we can't get another effort to fund some more lighting for next year's celebration.
We have to compete, right?
We got to compete.
No,
we have to win.
There you go.
There's some Bears fans out there that think they like to win too. Right? And they have been.
I've been
Why,
told-
hey, why would you buy that 85-inch TV just to watch the Eagles lose? You know what I mean?
Oh man! Ouch. Quinn, the producer.
It's really nice when you have an 85-inch TV and you watch a team win a Super Bowl.
Is that right?
Yeah, I
Never
know.
experienced
You don't
it.
know what that feels like.
Gentlemen,
I get that.
gentlemen,
All right, Rick.
come on back.
Here's your test. What is this?
It's a knock box.
It's a knock box.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How about that? I know a little something.
Okay.
Not much,
So
according to my wife, but something.
I had somebody ask me, they saw one of these things on a building and they asked me what it was. And probably a lot of people have never seen these. So now when you see one of these on a building, now you're going to know. But it is a knock box.
You want me to tell you what it does? Can I guess?
Carefully.
It involves the fire department and access to your property if there's an issue.
Well, true, but primarily it's so that emergency services can get in a building as quick as possible with as little damage as possible and save life and property. And they're the only ones who have access to it. It's fairly tightly controlled and very well monitored and very well audited. Someone asked me, is this some sort of surveillance device? Are we watching people?
It's Big Brother, man.
Are we collecting data? No, we're not collecting data. It's not some like black box that's
Not
in
sniffing
the
your
airplane
DNA as
that's,
you walk by.
that's monitoring data that we can then go back and look at.
Wait, let me get my tinfoil hat out. You got a second?
But it is, so if there is an event at typically a business or a building that has lots of residents in it, that our emergency responders or first responders can get access to that property as soon as possible, and they don't have to, blow a door up or break a door in or break a window. They can get quick access to it, and they're the only ones who can get access to it. So knockbox, I'm impressed. That's the first one you've gotten so far. So you're stepping it up. I like to see that.
I do what I can. What do I say? I'm a work in progress. And there's the cat. Is that Oscar?
No, this is Oren.
Oh, is that Oscar's brother?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're related. But still going on right now, you can get an adoptable cat at the shelter, no charge to you whatsoever. All the fees are being taken care of either by the city or the friends of the shelter. So Oren, great cat. We didn't bring him today, but great cat. Go out to the shelter, find yourself a cat. I think he's 6 months old, so not very old, looking for a great home. Oren. Oscar, the last episode. Oren, this episode. Go to the shelter, pick yourself up.
Who names the animals? How does that work?
I don't know.
Can I get in on that?
I have something to confess.
You do?
My cat's name is Oren.
No, it's not.
I swear.
Ladies and gentlemen, Quinn, the producer behind the camera. You have a cat named Oren.
So now there is more than one cat named Oren in the city of Bluffton. All right, so the gym, I want to talk about this a little bit. We got a new treadmill, got placed in the gym today. Always stepping up our gear in the city gym. Of course, I think it's the only gym in the city that has a racquetball court. Yeah. Still offering to play racquetball, Rick.
That's not going to end well.
And unlike other gyms, we actually have a gym in the city gym.
I heard it took like 12 guys to carry that treadmill upstairs.
Did it?
Yeah, it was not pretty. But it's there. It's a new piece of gear. That's awesome. We do have the city gym. I'm a huge fan of the K-9 Kommons. We've talked about that in the past. Memberships are on for that. Get your key. It's like, what is it, $125 a year? Or no, it's not. For the dog park, it's cheap. It's 25. I wish Brandy was here. I don't know. Does it say $25 a year? There it is.
$25 for a whole year.
$25 for a whole year. You take the dog.
So we've got a goal. The goal is 400 gym memberships. That would break a record in the city. 100 K-9 Kommons members.
Okay.
So I think our highest K-9 Kommon membership was 86. So we're trying to break 100. And I think our highest gym total was in the upper 300s. So we're trying to eclipse 400. Right now we're at 86 for the gym, 13 for the K-9 Kommons. So
13?
we got some work to do.
Okay.
$25.
It's cheap.
You use it,
I
right?
use it all the time because our dog is she needs a lot of exercise, and so does her owner. So it's a win-win. I walk laps, she runs and chases squirrels and balls and sticks, and it's a good deal.
Because we knew we were thinking about you, we built a pavilion for you. So
Yeah.
after you get done all that walking, you
Where I
can
go,
rest in comfort.
collapse and try to rebuild, So
And then you can step it up and go to the city gym if you want to amp up your game a little bit.
there you go.
So $110 for the whole year to be a member of the city gym, 24/7. You get a key, you can go anytime. I was at the city gym today, got some treadmilling in.
So my dog, can I tell you a dog story? So my dog, Luna, you met Luna.
met Luna.
She's a high energy animal.
She is a high energy
She
animal.
likes to destroy things. She's good at it. She won't take commands. She'll only shake if she knows you have food. She's not going to be like, I'm not trained and I'm not a dog. I'm not going to shake on command. The only time I ever saw her climb, there's a thing the dogs can climb there at K-9 Kommons. I thought, well, that's weird. She's like interested in this. Somebody had put little treats on each step, and then she decided she would climb it. She won't climb it any other time.
All right. So there you go.
Incentivize. Gotta
So you can
incentivize them.
incentivize. So you can incentivize the dogs to exercise.
Right.
We're trying to incentivize you and everybody to exercise in the city gym. $110 for the entire year. Now businesses, I don't know, producer Felger, Hart, maybe businesses, you can get your employees to join the city gym. The city will set you up with a voucher program. So you just send your employees over, they'll fill out a form, we'll hand them a key, and we'll invoice the business for the cost of the membership.
Nice.
What a great way to keep your employees healthy and happy by joining the city gym for the low cost of $110 for the entire year.
That's very affordable.
So
Incredibly affordable.
400, that's what we're looking for. We're going to do a countdown.
All right. Let's see.
So parks events. So Chili Shell Run. I heard a rumor you're signed up.
I'm signed up. There won't be much running, but I'll be there.
We've got the mother-son Nerf war.
All right.
What do you think of that?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Daddy-daughter dance. Did you ever do the daddy-daughter dance?
Yes, I did. Yep, I did. Maybe I'll get to take my granddaughter. Can granddaughters go?
Of course, absolutely. Perfect. And look, I decided to go really easy on you, Rick. The next
Here we
movie
go.
coming up,
Here we go. Theater Thursday. F1.
F1.
Yeah,
Good word.
that's F1. All right.
So again, lots of activities going on. You want to catch that one right over there? And
Oh, yeah, the block party. That's something we're doing February 5th, 11 o'clock, City Gym. And you can bring your kids. They can hang out. They can play with the blocks. It's an activity for the kids indoors. Gives us a chance to get together as a community and build, what do we like to call? Social capital.
Social capital.
That's a big deal.
So again, lots of great park and recreation activities. Even throughout the winter time, still a lot going on. Check them out. Nerf war.
Nerf war.
I'm digging that.
I bought a fully automatic Nerf gun one time. Did I tell you that story?
No, really?
Oh yeah, it's very cool. Paid a lot of money for
How
it.
proficient are you with it?
Not very good.
Okay.
It's not very good at all. I still got smoked, but it was a lot of fun.
All right. And to wrap up our episode 5 podcast, you ready? You don't know what this is, do you?
I have no clue. It's not on my outline.
You know, a year ago, I wouldn't do this,
Okay,
but I'm a convert.
do tell. Oh, come on, really? Wow.
The
That's-
Hoosiers,
Hoosiers.
are ramped up
Go Big
to go
Red.
to the title championship.
Is that
And someone's ringing in. Someone's so excited about the Hoosier, they're calling in.
I don't think that's me.
That's Kurt Signetti, actually.
But all of my kids went to IU, all went to IU down in Bloomington, so they all and graduated with degrees. And
Hey, come
I
on,
mean,
that was some game the other night, though. You gotta admit.
we were right here at
Yes,
the Bourbon
we
MD,
were. We were.
watching the Hoosiers kick Oregon's butt.
Crazy game. I didn't think it was going to be that.
So it's the Hoosiers against Miami for the national title, and wouldn't that be awesome to bring a title home?
I think we had I'm on the Bluffton Street Fair board. I think we had a Street Fair board meeting scheduled that night. I think they moved it. So it's like, everybody's like, yeah, sorry, I can't be there. Sick dog. You know?
And I think one of our councilmen has been to all of these games and is going to the national title game, Councilman Felger.
Councilman Felger, that's right. Yep.
So I am a full-blooded Hoosier fan now. Had you asked me this a couple months ago, I wouldn't have owned up to it. But, you know, I've never had a college team that I've really followed. So, hey, I'm on the Hoosier bandwagon.
Good for them. Good for them.
So,
all right. Well,
the city of Bluffton is fully endorsing the Hoosiers to win the title.
Careful. We have a lot of Purdue fans out there. It's going to be tough.
Well, when they're in the national championship game, we'll have a Boilermaker up here when that happens.
I think we'll wrap up episode 5. What do you say?
We'll wrap up episode 5. So again, we want to thank Felger Hart for all your heating, air conditioning, and plumbing needs.
Bourbon MD, thanks
Bourbon
to them
MD,
for
thanks
hosting
to them
us.
for hosting us.
We'll be back with another episode soon. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.